Hello and welcome to my 1988 Wellcraft V20 Open. This is a 22-foot center console powered by a 2003 Mercury Optimax 200 horsepower saltwater series engine. I want to just go ahead and give everyone a real quick walkthrough of the boat, the pros, the cons, all of the great work that's been done to keep this classic vessel in great shape and ready for its next owner. So starting with the outside, as you may have seen in the photos, this boat has been all gripped flag blue. As you can see from the reflections, this is an absolutely fantastic paint job with a contrasting green bottom paint. These waves are giving us a nice view of that. The bottom paint was done in 2018. This is actually the first season that bottom paint has been in the water. The hull was flag blue all gripped in, I believe, 2015 by the previous owner. Additionally, cosmetically, I added this custom woven green and white rope rub rail in 2020 to match the outside of the boat. The engine, the Mercury 200, is a two-stroke motor, runs like an absolute top. Very good fuel burn. She cruises at about 4,500 RPM, burning 6 gallons per hour. I think that's a great speed for the motor. If you really want to wind it out, she's content to spin it up to 6,000 RPM with the current 14.5 by 19 pitch prop. At that speed, you're still getting a pretty economical 9 gallons per hour of fuel burn. That's not bad. That's better than what you're going to get with most two-stroke motors. The four-strokes might be a little bit better, but they are not going to have the torque that this motor has. You have a few of the new parts that have gone into the drive system back here outside the motor. So this motor has had a new power steering pump installed. It has had a new fuel pump installed. It has had a new trim motor installed. To go along with some of these new features, she also has a brand new 45-gallon fuel tank installed, giving the boat a 250-mile range. That has been installed in the floor right under here. If I had a screwdriver, I'd take that cap out and you would see, actually, you know what? Let's take a quick peek. Brand new aluminum fuel tank. There's your line out. There's your sending unit to the fuel gauge. This is a spectacular fuel tank made by All American Tanks in California. Highly recommend their work, but they did a great job of making sure this boat has a great fuel tank. It's good for 25 to 30 years. So whoever gets this boat is going to be set for a lifetime. Over here we have our oiling system. Like I said, it's a two-stroke. She does have an oiling system, but no need to premix. It has a mechanical oil pump on the motor. Takes care of that for you. Over here we have our battery bank with a battery switch. Currently one battery is out of the boat on charge. These are both 2018 Marine Deep Cycle batteries. You'll have two good batteries in the boat. Down here we have a little hatch for our nice dirty bilge. I gotta pump that out, pardon that mess. Under here we have, this can be used as fish storage. Right now I'm using it for bumper storage. I honestly did not really fish the boat all that much. Another hatch. I keep some tools, life vest down in here, nothing major. Cleats to both sides, nice little flagpole, good touch. Cleaning supplies, helps keep the boat tidy. And you'll notice all the great woodwork in this boat. This wood is all teak, and this was all added in 2015. The original owner to this boat, who bought it in 1988, I'm actually the second owner. You won't find many 88s with two owners. He did all of this in 2015. It's all custom done, but he did not finish the wood. So all of this wood has been sanded, stained, and varnished within the past 6 months. It has 7 coats of varnish on top of 4 coats of stain. It's beautiful. It's ready to go. You will not see another boat like this. Moving on to a few more storage features of the boat. We have our cooler here. Let me get this out of the way so I can open this bad boy up. Just storing a bunch of rope in here. And this, of course, does come with the boat. And we have a locking tool chest right here. Mostly just full of junk at the moment, but you know what? You can keep as much of this junk as you want. Up here, we've got these custom-made cushions under a custom-made bow dodger. There's a total of $5,000 invested into this bow dodger and these cushions. Under these cushions, you have additional storage. You have a locker up front that's very deep, all the way down to the bottom hull of the boat. holding additional bumpers. You can put really whatever you want. Here we've got a long, wide storage locker. You can put broken down fishing rods in here. Right now, this is storing the emergency safety system. The 2 boat covers, one for the console and one for the seats. And it also houses the life vests. Directly to the bow, we have an anchor locker. And to the front, you have the bow pulpit that sticks out about 18 inches from the boat through the bow rail with a cleat to tie off the anchor. The anchor does not have a windlass, but it does hang from the cleat to the front of the boat. The helm station is in very good condition, especially for its age. This is the original seat to the boat. You do have a little minor tearing right here. And there's one other spot right here, just from age. You know, you can... Now, here we are looking at the helm. Nice stainless steel wheel with a wooden insert. All 4 gauges, RPM, I guess tachometer, temperature gauge, fuel gauge, and hour meter are all functioning. The fuel gauge is new this year. The tachometer is new recently. This boat did not originally come with a tachometer, so as you can see, it's reading about 32 hours on the boat. I bought the boat with a reported 500 hours. I have to believe that is real based on the condition of the engine. Frankly, I think 500 hours might be excessive. Could be more in the 300 to 400 hour range. The engine has very even compression on all 6 cylinders. I can't remember the number was, but you are welcome to come down, check the engine out, do a full compression test. I welcome any and all inspections and testing on the mechanical features of this boat. Now, moving on to a few of the operational features. The boat has courtesy lights. These worked until 2 days ago. I got the boat out to do this video, and for some reason they're not working. So I you know, in just the, you know, nature of full disclosure, courtesy lights aren't working. The nav and anchor lights, they stopped working about 5 years ago from what I was told. So they have been replaced with battery-powered lights that are clipped on. Pardon the rocking. Can't do much about that right now. I'm out on the Chesapeake Bay. Bilge pump's working great. Horn's not working. Hasn't worked. The horn's actually disconnected and removed from the boat. I use a hand whistle that is perfectly legal under the U.S. Coast Guard. And this radio is working perfectly fine. Keeps you safe, keeps you legal. Moving on to a few other electronic items in the boat. You have this nice self-supporting hatch. Stays open just like that. We have a Garmin GPS 540S. This is a combination GPS and sonar system. Great little fish finder, gets the job done. It's not the newest, but it does have the 2018 Garmin BlueChart maps, which is, you know, latest and greatest from what I know. We have a Raytheon SL70 Pathfinder radar system on the boat. This works intermittently. I have not yet determined what the issue is. Frankly, I don't have any need for radar, so I haven't messed with it, but it's worth noting that the radar does not work 100% of the time. Now, let me grab my trusty hammer. I just want to show everyone that the hull of this boat is rock solid, specifically the transom. Many of these boats are plagued with transom issues. Let me fish this thing back in here. This boat is not one of them. You can hear that. Right along where the motor mounts. Let's do it out here. We'll be careful on the paint. I don't want to cause any damage, but she's rock solid. Absolutely no issues. Now, before we conclude our little walkthrough and we get to going on a sea trial, I do want to point out one flaw with this boat. Right here, you can see my foot. There's a soft spot on the floor. It has not been growing. It was reported to me by the original seller. It has not caused any concern for me, but I do want to show that between the 2 stringers up here, there is a soft spot. If you can hear here, rock solid, right along the stringer here in the middle. It is dead. It's not a major issue. The fiberglass is not cracking. It's not causing any stress fractures along here. Now, let's go ahead and get her fired up as I get a little close to the channel marker, and we'll go out for a little sea trial. So the engine is a little bit warmed up because I had to idle out of my dock to get out here. So let's give her a quick turn. There we go. We are fired up. We're in gear. Power steering makes this very easy. Goes in and out of gear, no problem. We're heading forward, pull it out, hit reverse. No problem. No clunks, no bangs, no drama. So, let me go ahead and get out of the no wake zone and we will get going. Controls for this boat are very analog. It's throttle by wire. You have trim right here, as you can see. Let's see if you can get it. Trim's working, no problem. And I'm gonna put the phone down for just a second to get on plane, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, we're up and running. I don't know if you can hear me, but we're cruising right along, about 4,800 RPM. We're gonna give it a little bit of trim. Scooting right along, about 5,200. And no, she's rock solid, no drama. Nothing's shaking, nothing's moving around. Overall a great boat. So we're going to go ahead and give her a little wide open run so you can hear the motor spin. That's all she's got right there. She's humming right along. We're doing about 44 miles per hour right now. And when we come off the gas, she settles right back down into the water very nicely. So we're heading back in. We've come off plane. I just slowed down. I had to put the phone down so I could decelerate. Let's pull it out of gear here. We're in neutral. Drops right back into an 800 RPM idle when it's nice and warm. No problem. Sounds terrific. It's a very happy motor, pumping plenty of water. Pumping so much water, in fact, that you can actually see the temperature gauge is below halfway after a full throttle run. It's a fantastic motor, fantastic everything. I'm gonna miss it. Unfortunately, I just can't justify keeping it. Like you saw in the hour meter, 32 hours in one season. That's not enough for me to justify keeping it. I hope I've been as clear as possible on everything that's great about this boat and the few items that could use a little bit of attention. I hope that you take me up on the offer to come out and see it. Let's take it for a spin, and hopefully I can send it home with you. Thank you very much. Have a great afternoon.